Thank you, Kamal. Namaskaram, very good morning to all of you. It's a joy to be back in my town, and I'm so grateful that this working committee is being hosted in Lautoka. Professor Kiran, party leader and Deputy Prime Minister, President and Working Committee, Honorable Lautoka, Honorable Adil Singh, and Honorable Kiran. It's such a joy to host you, though I'm not the official host, to be in Lautoka, to end our first year. And I'd like to warmly welcome you to the Sugar City. I don't know how many of us remember what life was like this time last year. September, October, I was going through excruciating pain of do I stand or do I not stand elections. I don't know how many of us remember the persecution and the political persecution our party, the opposition, our people were going through. It was indeed a very, very, very painful time, and many of us were shedding tears of blood, trying to save Fiji from getting in a more difficult place than it already was. In end of October 31st, around that time I made a decision to stand for elections, resign from Friend, and here I am. 1 year later, now because it's 1 year, it's a time for reflection, and every day I'm reflecting what has happened in the last year. I'm extremely grateful and honored to be with the people in the government. The vision and the commitment that I've seen in the government is just something very, very heartening. The people may not see it outside, because one of the things I've seen, and from day one, I know our people love to thrive on gossip and negativity, and maybe our people were expecting a lot of mudslinging because that's what we used to. We were used to for the last 15, 16 years. But I'll tell you, the first day we met as caucus, the Prime Minister was very clear that we will lead with kindness, we lead with love, and we will not stoop low. Our party leader and our honourable members, our leaders, senior members, and every government minister, every time there is slung, and if I ask the senior ministers, you didn't say this, and they'll say, there's no need. We don't have to stoop low, we will show by our action. So you might not have seen a lot of fireworks, because the government really, really believes, and I feel very honored to have met, because I joined so late, I didn't know most of the party colleagues, but within NFP, NPAP, and Sadelpa, I was like completely new ground for me. But on reflection this parliamentary week, I feel blessed, and I'm grateful for every one of the members in the government. Their commitment, their intelligence just always amazes me. Each minister is very well aware of the issues, and they're working really, really hard to make things happen. They may not be making a lot of noise, but there's so much work being done. And I'm grateful. And Honorable Professor Viman was nagging me, encouraging me, leading me, and I was like, no, I don't think that's my space. But I'm grateful to be part of a team that is bringing about so many changes that are so needed for our people. Very quickly, being placed on in social welfare ministry, I learned very quickly. I've never worked in the government space before, so everything for me was a learning. All our aged care centers have more than 95% people who are of Indian origin. All our aged care, I've been working with street kids issue. We have issues with our orphanages. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And we've been working with the communities, and I'm grateful that the government has been very committed. And we've seen our Minister for Finance and our party leader make sure that social welfare allowances were upgraded across the nation. We did not have a database on our welfare recipients, believe it or not, and we've just completed one. So there's a lot of work that's being done in that ministry. I remember meeting right here before elections, and one of the big issues that all of you were raising to Professor Kiran was of that of termites. And we've been working very hard with his ministry and the Prime Minister's office in working on the issue of termite. And you might have seen a press release yesterday that finally, so we've had the problem of termites for 10 years, but there's no database. We don't have a database of where the infestations are. We only have people who've chosen to go and report to biosecurity, and that's what they have. In the last 10 years, they barely have more than around 5,000 people who reported it. Termites live underground, so we need to understand where they are to be able to bait it, first to destroy it. And we need to destroy that, because you could build a house and keep rebuilding, but if there are termites under your ground, they'll keep destroying your house. So it's taken us this long, talking to many experts and consultants and support and learning along the way. And now from January, City Council, we're just putting all the processes in place. From January, Lautoka City Council will be receiving complaints throughout Lautoka. We're starting the pilot in Lautoka, even though the problem has grown to many parts of Fiji, where we'll map, and the government is working on a baiting program. So we'll make baits available so we can bait whole of Lautoka. And also those earning below 30,000 will be subsidized in the baiting, so we can at least deal with the problem before we understand the extent of the problem, and hopefully we can serve the rest of the Fiji with that. Thirdly, before I sit down, I would say our former party leader, Honorable Jairam Reddy, and current Prime Minister had a vision in 1999 election with 1997 constitution. Our party and our Honorable Party leader has brought a motion of truth and reconciliation in the Parliament some time ago. Our Prime Minister and our Deputy Prime Minister and Party leader have a vision for Fiji to heal and to reconcile and to become a Fiji that really loves, that really lives in harmony the way the world should be. And I'm honoured and grateful that I was given the opportunity to put that motion to Parliament that's been passed, and we are working towards setting up a commission. So I would like to say thank you to people of Lautoka, people who have voted for me, who've had the faith to put me in where I am right now. And I must say that all the things I've lobbied from outside for the last 20 years, I'm finally in a space where I can work with different ministers to try and achieve what I think is people have been telling us over the years. And for that I'm grateful. Thank you so much. It's 1 year. I hope that we can do our best to serve you the next 2 years.